but you can't say that. You can't see. No,
they are free, but they owe me an explanation. This woman was a Defense Intelligence Agency information warfare specialist. I confirmed that with the government. I have all the paperwork.
Okay. Wait a minute. You're telling me we got to do this? Let's do this now. What do you say? Okay. Run that by me again, Steve. Okay. Run that by me again.
This woman was a verified Defense Intelligence Agency information warfare specialist twice. Once she was directly working for the Defense Intelligence Agency, and then she got headhunted to go work somewhere else. They decided she was so important that they brought her back as an independent contractor and consultant, all to do with information warfare. That's what she did. That's what her specialty is. Suddenly, this woman just shows up one day in the UFO and alien community, telling an incredible story that she met a guy in a coffee shop who took her to his house, and she went into a tunnel in this mountain behind his house and met all these different aliens and had this incredible alien experience. And there's a secret alien base inside that mountain. And she's going to go back with scientists and offer all the evidence and proof, films, whatever. So she assembles a team. And here's where it gets crazy. She stood up for a press conference in front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. She holds a press conference to tell everybody about this secret alien base inside this mountain where she met all these aliens.
Okay.
But remember, she's a defense. She's a warfare. She's a PSYOP lady. She's literally a PSYOP person for the government.
So she's running PSYOPs on everybody?
Nobody knows to this day.
Okay,
but I have my suspicions based on her background.
What need do the aliens have for a mountain?
Exactly.
But here's
what happens. So
Keep America.
You guys know that movie, Don't F with Cats, right?
Where
all these internet sleuths got together. So she says, like, oh, this person that owns the property where the alien base is, he's a contractor. He has a construction company. He has a mountain behind his house, and it was in this town. So all of us internet sleuths, including me and somebody named James Conrad and another person that's a researcher named Charlie Weiser, we all start poring over like the maps of that area, trying to find I called every construction company going, do you own a place with a mountain in the back? Do you know this woman, Angelina Schultz? That's her real name. She calls herself Anjali. So I was unable to find it, but somebody tracked down the guy who owned the mountain. So I'm the first person to get this. I get the guy on the phone and I'm like, listen, you got to tell me what happened and he is livid because he was in the middle of cancer treatments, and this crazy bitch is telling everybody that she met aliens inside a mountain at his house. And I'm like, well, did any of this happen? And he's like, no, she was high. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, she was fucking high like crazy. And then he says, I dosed her with the strongest Rick Simpson oil that you could possibly get. And I gave her a huge dose of it.
Hold on. What the fuck is Rick Simpson oil?
It's cannabis oil. It's like really highly concentrated THC cannabis oil. So originally, she says that she wasn't on any drugs at the time, because that's what somebody's like, she's tripping because, one of her major claims is that she saw a purple being. And if you know anything about DMT, everybody reports seeing a purple being that does DMT, or not everybody, but most people. So I immediately was like, she's on drugs. And I do one interview with her before I get to the Wayne person who owns the mountain. And I specifically asked her, you weren't on any drugs? She's like, no, I wasn't on any drugs. Then we find the Wayne guy and his wife, and he's pissed. And he goes, you got to let me come on your show and tell my side of the story. And nobody knew that I found the so-called, and the whole time she's saying, these two people witnessed all of these aliens and they know about the mountain and all this shit. They're pissed. He's like, I'm in the middle of cancer treatments. This crazy bitch is saying all this shit that didn't happen. She was high. And then he says, you got to let me come on your show and tell my story. And I'm like, yeah, you can. So he comes on my show and he says, there's no fucking tunnel in the mountain. I joked that I was going to build a tunnel in the mountain behind my house and make a man cave or a wine cellar out of it. And I told her that when she was at my house. But anyway, it turns out that she was apparently on like 4 different prescription medications and drinking, and this dude dosed her with really high powered THC.
Okay.
So apparently she hallucinates it. The point being that the tunnel doesn't exist. There's no alien base, and the people that she claimed would co-sign all of her alien stories are like, this bitch is crazy. She was just high. And now we're up to date. She comes back on my show to try to refute what was said, that none of this shit happened and she's a liar.
Let's have a watch of some of this. This is amazing stuff. I gotta ask
This is a
one more
great
question.
setup.
So what was this press conference at the Lincoln Memorial? Like,
it's on YouTube. I could send a link. And we can
Yeah.
watch her. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's watch it. Let's just see if you can find that, because I want to see, like, did actual news outlets cover?
Now.
And, like,
no. Well, here's the thing. I busted her on that too. She called it a press conference, but the only people that were there were a couple of alien wackadoos.
Right, because I was like, I don't know.
Her
Like,
alien wackadoo friends.
Can you just go, I am announcing a press conference?
Yeah,
it's just pathetic. Some nobody.
It's pathetic. There's no press there. It's totally pathetic. She even got desperate. Like, she made like her friends ask questions at the press conference. It's so stupid. I'm gonna find it for you.
By the way, we've got Felting for 420. He says, play the Wilcox rape video. And then we've got Always Felted for 5. Says, please ask Medicare to do a super show with King Steve on the casino. Just have Jim and Steve go off on the craziness of the internet UFOs. I would love to have Steve and Medicare do a show together, but like Medicare,
oh man, this is like an hour. Her press conference is like an hour long, but
I just want to see the visual of it. I just want to see the visual of it and maybe 1 minute of it, just to like, because I'm just like, what? What do you mean a fucking press conference at the Lincoln? Like, is it right in front of the statue of Abraham
it's
Lincoln?
Right in front of the. I'm going to send it to you right now. I got the link and I put.
We got Grimbo Gremlin has gifted 3 subs. All right, Andy, pull this. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I'm getting it.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, so somebody's asking how you super chat. It's right down below the stream, like on the right-hand side. Yeah, you click on it, you go there, you donate.
Yeah, so you want to go to the. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. Yeah, so here she is, and she presents herself as like frail and sickly, and I don't really know what's wrong.
Why is she pretending to be in a wheelchair?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the guy behind her, this is where it gets weird. The guy behind her is like 10 years younger than her and supposed to be her boyfriend, but people are claiming, at least conspiracy land wise, that that's her CIA handler. And remember that she's an information warfare specialist, and she came out of nowhere and was suddenly in the UFO community making these claims and got a huge following, like overnight after this press conference.
Thank you all for coming here to this beautiful setting for one of the most amazing.
There's like no one in sight. Like there's nobody here anywhere. But thank you all for being here.
No, there's 3 alien wackadoo friends of theirs. And by the way, this guy's named Alan Seinfeld, and he's a well-known alien promoter, bullshitter.
Okay.
He talks to the wackiest of the wacky. Yeah.
Announcement.
What's the deal with all these aliens?
I think the planet will hear. This is Anjali, who's had direct experience with these beings. They've come to her, they've directed her to be here, and she's going to deliver a statement from her experience and also see what else wants to be said today. So,
like, could they not have got like microphones or any sort of like audio setup at all? Or
they don't need to. Everyone's just standing right in front of them.
This looks fucking insane. But
just remember, the aliens told her to go to the Washington Monument and give the speech. The aliens told her.
Right. Okay.
The aliens from the tunnel that don't exist.
How many views does this video have?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh
no, just exit full screen, Andy.
8.8K 3 years ago.
Well,
that's a lot more than I thought.
There's 10 copies of this all on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know which one is hers. I think she may have taken her original channel down, but I think originally this got 100 or more thousand views, or a couple hundred. Yeah.
Chris Cola in chat says, This looks like a Neil Breen movie.
In a way.
It actually does.
Thanks so much for being here, Anjali. I'm Ellen Steinfeld, and go ahead. It's all yours. Thank you all for being here. We'll take questions after.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon.
He claps and nobody clapped because there's nobody there.
Yeah, there's just a massive audience that's just riveted, hanging on her every word, I'm sure. Just nobody clapped though. Yeah.
If you
Let's
know
give this
me
30 seconds and we'll get out of here.
Yo, for Ninja Genie, Jesus. Calm down.
by Anjali,
He's just never mind.
because that's how I chose to come
That's
forward
horny, like
with the name of what the higher beings
She's
that I am.
moving. Can you see that she's moving her knees around in her wheelchair?
Yeah, she's very uncomfortable here. She's not. She
Like-
appears to be very, very extremely nervous through this whole thing. She's
Are
like
you
sketching
fucking
out.
kidding me, man? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
She comes across like a schizophrenic, if you ask me. But you know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but she comes across like a schizophrenic.
All right, let's. You know what? Let's just go to
Here to
Steve's
disclose-
interaction with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted to get a picture.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
It's
see
an
what
idea.
that was.
So,
Okay.
After I completely busted her whole story as completely and totally fake, she calls me up and she's like, "How dare you?" Like something like that. And I was like,
How
"How dare
dare
I
you?"
what?" She's like, "You said you would be fair about my story." And I'm like, "I was." And then I found your so-called witnesses and they say that you were high and you're full of shit. And none of that shit happened. There's no tunnel on his property that you said you know there was a physical tunnel. None of that shit happened. So she's basically like, you gotta let me come back on and defend myself. And I go, okay, but I'm gonna have some hard, tough questions for you. And she said, okay. And this was the result. It didn't last long.
Be respectful. So with that said, friends, I'm going to welcome her in here. Welcome Anjali.
Hello. Thank you, Stephen, for having me today. I appreciate
Why
it.
do they all look like that? Steve, why
She
is
looks like a
it?
worn out crystal hippie bitch, right? She
Yes.
looks like I'm worn out
They're
on the
all
down
these
slope.
worn out, haggard old crystal fucking bitches. Like they all look and dress like that. Like, what is the name? Like this neck scarf. Like they all wear that shit.
I don't know.
Man.
I never
felt
liked hippie bitches because they always seem like they needed a fucking shower. And like I shouldn't have to tell a girl to shower. They all smell like patchouli oil or jasmine oil, and they
Well, fucking Professor Panties would beg to differ there, Steve.
Our whole
they kinda
chat.
like that.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
our whole
man.
chat would beg to differ, to be honest. Like,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
man.
like I was
Nice guy.
obligated to, because we've heard, you know, some things that would
Shaw.
maybe lead some people down another road.
Mhm.
Heard your story and then heard Brian's account.
That's right.
So first, I just want to get your reaction to if you reviewed what he had to say, just general reaction to his side of the story.
My general reaction is that it made me very sad.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
her grift
First,
got
Stephen,
busted.
you told me a few days ago that you had all of our screenshots of our conversations already. So I assumed that you had them.
Oh, I'm not sure that I said that. If I
She's
did,
being such a
no,
catty bitch. Like
Oh,
she's like
mad.
She's
Yo, and I'm trying to be
rattled,
real
bro.
calm and nice to her because I know these crystal hippie people like, oh, you know, that's her experience, and who are you to question it? Even though the tunnel doesn't exist, and her so-called eyewitness people that would back up her story said she's full of shit and she was high during the whole thing.
I didn't have screenshots of conversations between you two.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The screenshots of our
No,
conversations.
yeah, and I don't recall telling you that I had those, but you know, if I did, I didn't have those. So
In Twitter, you said I have all the screenshots too.
Like
It's
I
exactly-
love how the matter of contention is whether or not you have screenshots
Not
of
whether she
DMs.
saw aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
well,
fucking
she's basically trying to say that he did co-sign her story in messages, but I later got those messages and it was nothing like she described. So she's just grasping for desperate to keep the grift up because she was going to write a book. She was getting a documentary deal. All that shit went away the day after I reported that her whole story was fabricated
Yeah.
and probably drug induced.
what you said, and you can go back to your DMs and check that. So that's so I was a little confused when you said that you couldn't look at mine when I thought you already.
Hey, Rich, the alien story. Can we just?
Yeah. Can we get
We
to the
talked
alien
about the
shit?
mountain
Yeah.
with the magic
Can
tunnel
we
and
get to the alien story?
Had them. So I don't really know what to do if we can't talk about any of the things that I've
Oh, that's the cope. Listen, if you
She's
lied about that,
coping hard.
we can't
She's
continue this
coping hard.
conversation.
sent you.
Oh, she's coping so hard.
Because they're all in reaction to the video that we had yesterday, or that I watched yesterday.
Well, we can talk about them. I just, I can't really share them. You can
No,
tell us.
I feel fine talking about it. I
ya?
have no problem. After yesterday, it's I mean, of course, there are certain personal things that I would never reveal about anybody, but in general, what I was most protective about was that no one would be able to find them, and so now he chose
And
to come out
and I found him.
tell his recollection of the events, and has
Yeah, by the way, she's
put his
pissed
identity
because
out
she
there.
thought nobody would find the guy. It was like don't f with cats. It was like Mission Impossible. We're all looking at maps and shit and looking up public records, trying to find who owns a construction company that has a mountain on it. And we're looking at Google Maps and the whole area. And by a fucking miracle, we found. I couldn't believe that we found the guy.
That's wild. That's actually
Because she only dropped a couple of breadcrumbs. Like he owned a construction company, and he had a mountain behind him, and he
don't
frequented
with
one
Steve.
coffee shop.
The
So we
moral of
started
the
going
story.
out. One of the things we did was like, if you're going to a coffee shop to hang out, like, what's that commute like? So then we found the coffee shop, and we narrowed the search. Like maybe he'd only drive 20 minutes. Who would drive more than 20 minutes to go to a coffee shop? Half hour max. And then we figured out what the radius would be, and like it was beautiful. And
like a fucking superhero,
radius.
Steve.
I
Like,
never thought we would find the guy, and to their credit, it was James A. Conrad and Charlie Weiser, fellow researchers. And then
Steve.
those guys were like, as I recall, they wanted to call him, but they were like, felt weird. And I'm like, do you have his phone number? And they're like, yeah, we got it from this site or that. I'm like, give it to me. I'll call him right now. And I called the guy right up.
And were you
I
part
couldn't
of He
believe
Will
it
Not
was him.
Divide Us with Shia LaBeouf? Were you
No.
the?
Yes.
Were you
No.
the? He
No,
Will
but I
Not
wish
Di-
I was. That was a beautiful troll. That was wonderful.
They
I
found
wish I
the
was part of
stars.
that.
They found
Yep.
the stars.
And triangulated the stars and found that bitch. Yep.
And
So
I
we
know
find
others-
the guy, yeah, and she is pissed because she thought nobody would ever find the guy, and she could just say there's two other witnesses. Maybe someday they'll come forward to corroborate my story. They saw the aliens too. They interacted with the aliens. It's wild. And then she said they teleported her out of the tunnel back into their house or something. It's just a stupid, wild, drug-induced, weird thing that she
called
thinks
acid.
happened.
It's called
Yeah.
acid, or what's the thing you were saying? The other one,
Rick Simpson oil.
or the other one. What was the fucking the crazy drug? that
DMT.
makes- DMT. It sounds like a DMT.
Yeah, you're
trip.
going to see a purple being. Yeah.
just have screenshots of this of our conversations, but so I'm sad because if you when you read through the conversations that I sent you, most of the time what you hear is begging them to just talk to me about what they do remember. If you don't remember what I've said to you, what do you remember? You owe me some kind of explanation for
Why,
what
though?
happened there.
Why?
If you're-
Why would they owe her anything?
Yeah. And I did another
Steve.
video. I did another video where they, there was a recorded call that he recorded where she's basically telling them about the alien story and trying to get them to go along with the story. And he's like, yeah, I don't remember any of that. That's not how I recall it. So she got caught trying to influence the witnesses before they were discovered by us to go along with her story. And
No,
they were
but
like, no.
the cope surely was that the aliens altered their memories, and that's why they don't remember. Or did she
Yep.
not
It's like
think
the Men
that?
in Black, that wand.
Is that
or
what?
that-
Is that
yeah.
what she said? Is that
Basically,
What she,
yeah, like, you know.
You're saying that I am not telling the right events. You owe me an explanation. Time and again, Stephen, you can read in those messages
Time
where
and
I'm
again.
begging them to just tell me what they do remember. So you
You're
can
so
imagine-
composed there. You know, she's just like just spewing this bullshit, and you're
I
just
was
so calm.
actively saying, just stay calm, and then I do lose it towards the end, and I start yelling at her.
Oh, okay.
I got so
There
much
goes
shit from the
she.
crystal hippie people for yelling at her. I got so
She-
much shit.
She dropped the heart at Steven. Steven. Steven.
This reminds me of my mother. Yeah.
Yes, but you know, I do have to, just to play devil's advocate here. Like, first of all, do these people owe you anything? And you kind of involved their family in all of this drama for a long time now. Do they owe you any conversation or explanation? Or are they free to say, as they have been saying, like, we don't want anything to do with any of this?
They are free to say that they don't want anything to do with this. And they do owe me an explanation.
No, but you can't.
They're
You can't.
free,
But
but
you
they
can't
owe me
see
that.
that. You can't see. No,
They are
listen.
free, but they owe me an explanation.
And they do owe me an explanation.
That's so funny, bro. I don't know why. Okay, here we go.
For what they remember that day. Because our first conversation that we had, you'll see that there are quite a few contradictions from what Brian is saying. And I know that some of that is, you know, a lot of time has passed. Well, I mean, according to what they were saying in this conversation that we had, they don't remember anything. They said many times, "Oh, we don't really remember. We were drunk. I was passed out. Yeah, we were drinking. You know, we were all drinking alcohol. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I did not take any more cannabis at his house." And
Okay, but now's a good time to ask you though.
Like, when
you
you
want-
look
Oh,
at
here
that
comes the
bitch.
drug question comes in here, and
What?
she loses it.
But when you look at this bitch and she denies being high, it's like, bitch, you're always high. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. Like, stop. You're telling me you don't smoke pot? Like, just
No.
come on.
of medication which may have interfered with the cannabis oil or amplified.
You're appealing to sobriety.
Yeah, but now she's going to give you the list of drugs she was on that day, in addition to the Rick Simpson oil.
Oh.
And it's sad.
So
It's a
no
fact.
alcohol, but all these other drugs that are way
Yeah.
crazier. Right, okay.
Or know.
I sent them actually a screenshot that I sent you of the medications that I was on. If you give me just a moment, then. Oh, actually, I can remember them. What I had taken that day was Adderall and my my heart medication and famotidine, which is for some spasms that I have in my esophagus.
Great.
The
Do you get Adderall and heart medication?
The same time.
Like,
Yeah.
what the f?
And it
That's
is
like
crazy.
crazy. That's actually like insane. You have heart problems and you're taking Adderall? What?
the other medication that I had was Cymbalta that I take when I go
Or-
to bed at night,
Right.
and Flex.
What's Cymbalta?
It's a sleep aid, a prescription
Yeah,
sleep aid.
they advertise it all the time on
Oh, okay,
TV.
okay.
Lexapro as needed. That was also for when
Fix.
I was at home in bed.
6. That's
and that
anti-anxiety
was
medicine.
Okay.
That was
So
all I
she's
was-
taking. Okay, so she's taking 6 medications, and as Worski correctly pointed out, you might not want to be taking Adderall if you need heart medication or have a bad heart. But then she's also on anti-anxiety
No, but-
medicine,
And sleep
muscle
medicine?
relaxers, and the sleep aid.
The Adderall's not helping.
Sleep
This
aid while
bitch
you're
is so
flying on
doped up.
Adderall? Like, it's
Oh, she is so
crazy.
doped up, this bitch.
Crazy.
And then the dude, he says it on my show. He's like, "You ever know one of those guys that likes to like have a lot of fun and give somebody too much?" You know. So he fucking dosed her. Says she's already on 6 medications. He fucking dosed her with like the strongest Rick Simpson oil, THC infused Simpson oil. And then she started seeing aliens in a tunnel. Imagine
Okay.
that.
It
7
all adds
drugs
up. It's
at
all
once.
coming together. It's all
Yeah.
coming together, bro.
So
okay, but doesn't that kind of differ from your original account? I remember asking you if you're on any drugs. Maybe you just thought I meant illegal drugs, because
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm no pharmacologist, but you just mentioned that you were on a stimulant.
Fly Avatar.
Now look, I'm no pharmacologist.
I'm gonna start to do the turn and coming at her hard.
Oh man.
A sleep medication, a muscle relaxer, and
No,
something else.
No, I didn't. No, you are incorrect. And again, this is a problem with everybody on the internet who thinks they're suddenly a doctor because they recognize a few things.
Whoa, let's both take a step back, because I'm not trying to be difficult
you
here.
prefaced that with saying I'm no pharmacologist.
She's still like,
So
you're
you-
acting like an expert.
You're pretending like you're a
Yeah.
doctor. It's like, listen, like it doesn't take a fucking doctor to recognize that you're on about a half dozen conflicting medications. Like, you high.
But you did just mention that you're on like 4 different medications that are all of different types. And we
Yes.
add that to this cannabis oil,
And she goes, yeah.
and your
Yeah.
original account saying I wasn't on any
Cannabis
drugs.
oil.
I got a little bit of a problem with that, because my hypothesis has been that listen, I respect that you believe you had an experience, and it's not
Yeah.
my position
Do you, Steve? Do you respect her?
Not really, but I had to say that.
to say that you didn't. I just have felt that your experience was somewhat related to a
I know
drug
you
event,
didn't. I know.
I know.
or a combination of drug events. And you know how I know that, Anjali?
It's not how
Because
you know.
Because no, you know how I know that you may have some weird, strange experiences when you're on a bunch of different drugs, is because I was in rock bands for 20 years.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
fucking
go, rock musician Steve,
Let's go.
the man of many talents. I love this guy.
Man who hates
I
day
love-
jobs. That's what it's
I
really
know.
about.
We
Yeah.
all don't.
Been
Yep.
there. I've done these things. If it was a pill you could take, something you could smoke, a hallucinogen you could eat, I did it. And I had some
Suffer alien victim.
strange shit happen to me that if I were not just cognizant of the fact that it was drug induced and related, I may decide I had an experience very similar to yours.
Mm.
Listen,
Mhm.
I don't take drugs. When you asked me if I
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What?
So there's 6, and the Simpson oil, there's 7.
She went
Except
like
for those
this.
7 drugs
She
that I
went
took
like
that
this.
day. I do not take drugs.
Quotes.
This is medication. damn it.
Elvis never did no drugs. Yeah.
Did the air quotes.
was on any
Listen.
drugs, I said no. I don't take drugs. When you asked me if I was on any psychedelics, I said no. I don't take psychedelics. I never have denied that I was on any kind of prescription medications.
But there's
I
Reddit posts of you describing taking hallucinogenic drugs. This is where
There
we get
is
into the.
There is one post, and this is such a
One
dead
time
horse.
I
wanna
did
be-
take those hallucinogens and eat
There
those
was
mushrooms.
a post. There was a post.
Ah,
One.
forgot about
Oh.
that one.
Other
It's
than that one time with the shrooms and all, like
more. We can beat it. There's, and that's fine. I mean, it's a waste of your airtime because we're just spinning our wheels over the same thing.
well,
that's
no,
been-
actually, we've been here for all of like 5 minutes, lady. Like,
Yeah, calm
and
down.
it's like
Damn
we're
bitch.
going in circles for hours. No,
it's been
no,
5
no.
minutes.
We're just trying to establish that you are in fact on drugs, which we can kind of tell just by looking at you that you're probably on the devil's lettuce just to start. Okay.
resolved and talked about a dozen times. And I can say it again.
The drugs are messing with her concept of time.
And airtime, like it's not radio, bish. Like it's unlimited
Getting
time.
grilled for 3 hours here.
Nobody's
6
going to believe
minutes.
it, but let's do it. One time I had a powder that a friend of mine gave me.
Mhm.
A powder.
That he said was developed. It's a synthetic mushroom. I don't really know very
Oh
much
my
about it.
god. Synthetic magic mushrooms?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
you
just-
probably
She's
did
just
see
taking,
some
just snorting
aliens
random
from-
chemicals people give her.
Oh,
She's not a druggie at all.
Stop.
Wait, synthetic
That's
mushroom?
crazy. I've never heard of that in my life.
That sounds
fucking
dangerous.
Probably fucking bath salts or something somebody gave her.
What? And this woman works for our government. She's in charge
did,
of
not any longer.
psychological operations.
She's on disability, but won't say what the disability is, and I think it's mental.
It's
I think she got.
yeah.
I think she got.
Let me throw back up your link. Someone asked for your link. Let me
The
throw it back up
wheelchair
on
is a red
page.
herring. Yeah, guys, subscribe to Steve's channel. I know we haven't called it out enough times
Oh, it called out
on
plenty.
this
Thank
show.
you guys.
No,
There
we
it
need to
is.
go
And it'll be on
sub
the
to
Clip channel
Steve,
as well,
subscribe to
of
him,
course.
watch his shows. His shows are just
Really
like
good.
this. They're amazing.
I've been
Really
listening.
good shows.
I've been listening when I'm like laying down and unwinding, playing some video games. Awesome shit, dude. For real. Like,
Oh, thank you.
I love that, man. I love your show. All right, here we go.
Um,
And you're great on this show too. So
Thank you.
It was a powder form. I had a little bit. It was not around Brian's house. It wasn't even the same year as Brian's house.
No, I understand that, but what we're talking about is the fact that there's lots of inconsistencies. You said, I'd never done any hallucinogens. Well, except for this one time, this is a problem. That's all.
I said I don't take drugs and I don't do
Little problem.
hallucinogens.
Except for those
one
7
time-
drugs.
And I've already said it one time.
Okay.
Okay. One time, Stephen. That's it. That's it. And I don't even know what a trip is because I didn't have one. That's the
You
bizarre
did,
thing.
though!
I didn't have
synthetic mushrooms. You didn't trip out.
You were tripping fucking sack.
She was tripping balls.
Yeah.
one. So
She's
the
having a
cannabis
tough
did
time.
not cause this
Seems like she's on
experience.
drugs right now.
Drugs
yeah.
didn't cause this. Oh,
I-
1 second. I should say this too. She was on tons of shows, but they were all the like Love and Light. Tell us all about your alien experience. Nobody challenged her. This is the first time that she really got challenged, and she's losing it, and she's gonna lose it, and so am I a little bit. But I would. The only thing I would do is keep her on the hook longer. I f***ed up, and I gave her an excuse to storm
leave.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I raised my voice a little bit.
Yeah.
I raised my voice.
I remember the inside of his house. I can describe everyone who was there. I know where I was sitting. I know that Stacy was awake the entire night. Okay, I know she was.
That's the
She
guy's
said
wife,
she was.
Stacy.
One point she said she was drunk and passed out. Another time she was sleeping, and then she said that she went to bed and it was just Brian and I. None of that is true. None of it. And it's. I'm just like, excuse me. That is not what happened. She did not go to bed. Did not. She was up until I left. So I don't know how to explain that. I don't know.
Okay, but that's like, don't you think that's kind of a little thing? Like maybe he just remembers she went to bed and you remember she didn't, and that really doesn't have any bearing on his story. That first of all, there's no
Here we go.
tunnel on his land, and we did a walk around yesterday off air. There's no
No,
tunnel.
stop.
on
You
his land.
actually did a
There's no
full
tunnel.
walk around.
There's no-
Oh,
Yep,
I had him walk
There's
around the
no-
whole property with a cell phone, and I still have the tape. There's no fucking tunnel. She said that it was in the tunnel. Look at her nails. She's gonna fucking melt in about a minute.
Well,
She's gonna
did
fucking
the
melt.
aliens conceal the tunnel with telepathic abilities, or
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's
could've
got a
been.
cloaking device for the entrance.
it could be? It could be a Romulan cloaking device, Steve. Bet you didn't think of that one.
Entrance. There's no hidden. There's nothing, obscuring what could be a hidden entrance that I saw. And yeah, I'm not an expert, but I mean, don't you think that these details are a lot more important than what time somebody went to bed that night? Because she refutes most of your story and agrees with her husband about the sequence of events, not your sequence of events.
Of course. Yes, I understand. What we have, you need to look at our first conversation. I know you haven't had any time to read the transcripts, but that conversation was much more
Come on.
productive than he has been leading you to believe. First of all, he talks in it about the 2 tunnels that he's digging. He says that he doesn't know exactly why he's doing it. And you hear him say that. You hear her
Never
say
done
that she was
any
drunk
drugs.
and passed
Never
out. You
done
hear
any
them
drugs.
numerous times saying they don't remember anything that night. I didn't say
Well,
that.
where you, this is a good time to ask you, because I'm not sure if you're aware, but what you took is something called Rick Simpson oil. And one of the side effects, well-known side
Simpson
effects,
oil.
especially if in a concentrated or big dose, is impaired memory. So maybe they were suffering
Yeah.
from impaired memory because of the Rick Simpson oil that you guys were all dosing yourselves with.
Except they dosed themselves more than once, to his claim. I did not. And
Well, how does that
I seem
refute
to
what you
be the
just
one
said?
who has more of a memory.
Look what he added there. Someone in the chat goes, mixing cannabis oil and Adderall can cause increased risk of psychosis and hallucinations, according to the internet, for whatever that's worth.
So this is the thing: is a lot of people in chat are bringing up, like, when you take edibles or weed, you don't have hallucinations, and that is true for
Yeah.
most people.
Most people, yeah.
However, this bitch is clearly like a bit
other shit.
schizo effective, and she's mixing it with all sorts of other fucking drugs.
6
So
prescription drugs plus. Yeah.
yeah.
Memory of that night than either one of them. And this was never supposed to be. We were never supposed to be where we are right now. This is like for me, this is, I was relieved at first when it came forward. I was like, whoa, good. Okay, now I don't have to be so concerned about somebody trying to find them and ending up on their property or, just whatever. I've been trying to mend what had upset them,
Oh,
and
you know what?
and
I forgot
tried
to
to give them
mention.
space.
Go ahead.
This is
And
important. She, without their knowledge or consent, she started running these Twitter polls of who should be on the expedition team to go back to the mountain and document the alien base inside the tunnel.
What?
And she was like trying to recruit scientists and investigators. I was on the list because I'm a skeptic. They wanted at least one skeptic. And she was like,
Would you go?
she was engaged. She was engagement. I would if they picked me, but she didn't ask anybody she put on these lists, including many famous people in the UFO community. So she was basically engagement farming and growing her fan base, talking about this huge expedition that they were going to have to get all the proof that her story was true. And she didn't even tell the couple who owned the home that she was doing all this shit. That's why they were pissed when they found I start sending them everything. And they're like, holy shit, this crazy bitch is having an expedition. What kind of expedition? They're just coming to our house with scientists and camera equipment and film crews. She didn't even ask us. So
It sounds
crazy.
highly illegal, by the
Wow.
way. It says,
Whoa, buddy.
it's about to walk off.
we're gonna
I
have
think
the
it's-
expedition.
It's
And
about
There's
to
only a couple
rage
minutes.
quit. Yeah, we got a few
there have
minutes
been a
here
lot
left.
of mischaracterizations, and I think that it is important. You say they're irrelevant details. Well, if they're irrelevant, then why did you do a whole show on them? Because it was your show that all these irrelevant details came up. So tell me, are they relevant or not, Stephen?
I think maybe we're confusing things. I think all of it is relevant, but I think that the more important details are the most relevant. Like, there's no tunnel there. Like, this is a good point brought up by JMod. Thank you, JMod. Mixing cannabis oil and Adderall can cause increased risk of psychosis and hallucinations, according to the internet. And yes,
She's been dismantled completely.
Yeah,
She
and
has
I
no
can tell you
options.
this: she's a very manipulative, narcissistic personality type. She tried to manipulate me into helping her because she f***ed up and posted like completely and totally fake alien photos or UFO photos, and then she wanted me to somehow like help her do damage control for that. She tried to manipulate me into like helping her do damage control, and she does that with everybody. It's all about like serve me to help my grift. It's weird, man. She's very narcissistic, and they don't like being confronted like this.
Yeah, this
You
is
see,
like their
she's
nightmare.
melting. She's
Yeah.
fucking melting. Yeah.
I was going to bring that up, JMod. So, we originally it couldn't have been drugs that caused hallucinations, but you yourself have admitted that you were on Adderall and you took this very strong THC infused Simpson oil.
Yes.
And it's well known that that can cause hallucinations. So, you know, and again, I
Wait a
get
minute.
that you believe that you
Did
had
she
a
just
genuine
cross her leg over the other leg?
Yeah.
Somebody in chat goes, her
Yeah.
legs
Whoa.
work. Wait, yeah, her legs work.
Whoa.
Bitch,
Oh.
bitch, are
Why
you
are you in a
fucking
wheelchair?
kidding me, bitch? You're in this fucking wheelchair, but your legs work? No!
Yes, yeah.
No, it's her.
Well, she never claimed to be
No.
paralyzed, though. Apparently, she's just got a lot of health ailments, and so she can't walk very far or stand for very
That's
long.
the
That's
trouble.
what that was her explanation. But I thought it was to make her a sympathetic figure, put her in a wheelchair to make her a very sympathetic figure that more people are be willing to listen to. And remember, her specialty for the Defense Intelligence Agency was information warfare. They know how to manipulate
Yeah.
people and perceptions, right?
It's
Oh,
not
man.
working very well, though. You'd think the professionals would be better at it than this. Like,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
J-Mod. Mixing cannabis oil and Adderall can cause increased risk of psychosis and hallucinations, according to the internet. And yes, I was going to bring that up, J-Mod. So, you know, we originally have, well, it couldn't have been drugs that caused hallucinations, but you yourself have admitted that you were on Adderall and you took this very strong
oh yeah, she has
THC-infused Simpson
fibromyalgia.
oil.
It's really
Yes.
serious.
And it's well known that that can cause hallucinations.
Fibromyalgia. My fibromyalgia. I can't work. This is a disease that was literally invented so that middle-aged housewives didn't have to work part-time anymore. This is seriously like a disease that was invented by housewives so they didn't have to do shit. For real.
You know who said he had that? Aim Alex.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding.
So,
I'm not
you know,
even kidding.
and again, I get that you believe that you had a genuine experience, but
You unlocked the memory. Like you unlocked the memory.
when we get to the part where there's no tunnel, Anjali, there's no tunnel. There's no tunnel entrance. There's no big archway in his house that's a teleportation machine. There's no human-looking aliens that anybody else saw. There's no gray aliens anybody else saw. There's no purple mantis being that
Did you
everybody else saw.
Want to
Wait,
tell me?
a
Purple
purple
mantis?
mantis being, Steve?
Yes, that was the main being that she communicated with, a purple mantis being, which if anybody smokes DMT, they, not anybody, but there's many people when they have a DMT experience talking about meeting a purple being.
Okay, but what is, like, it's like a praying mantis?
In her case, it was a praying mantis. That's why I instantly thought she had a DMT trip, because she kept stressing that she talked to this purple being, and it was a purple praying mantis alien.
Like, what use would a purple praying mantis be on a starship?
I don't
Why-
know. Yeah,
why-
I'm not an
why-
exobiologist.
But why would these alien entities be purple praying mantises? Like a being that we have on this earth, and like how big was was it the
I think it
size
was
of
8 feet tall. I think it was 8 feet
It was
tall.
an 8-foot tall purple praying mantis.
Yes.
And
Bipedal.
we're meant to
Yeah.
take this seriously.
Yeah. It's
Could they
serious
come up
business.
with some shit better than this?
I know, it's so stupid.
Can we just do this shit? Like, let's just make up some shit and sell some
Yeah.
books. Like,
Get your grift going.
we'll go on the whole circuit. Steve,
what-
like you got anally probed last night by an, I don't know.
8 foot tall
Happened-
purple being.
It's like you have your, Saul on the road to Damascus moment where the aliens come to you and reveal that it's real and that you have now telekinetic powers of remote viewing, Steve.
Yeah, maybe
you
they fuck
have
me and
your-
they asked to punish me for doubting that they exist, or for being a skeptic.
Steve, why do you kick against the probe? Why do you not let us probe you, Steve?
I'm not into butt stuff. Never have been.
Oh, man.
Or did you want me to talk? I don't understand what.
I'm just trying to get to this. It's like, isn't that an important detail? That doesn't exist. None of that exists except in your imagination, Anjali. None of that exists.
Okay,
Haha,
We're
the
done.
truth!
if you're just gonna yell at me,
Yeah,
and-
fuck.
I'm just trying to get to this. Isn't this relevant that none of that exists? Let's both take a step back. You're right. We're both getting too passionate about
there's
this,
no
and I love a
This is where
passionate
you
woman
went.
on
This is where you were like, fuck.
Jolly.
Yeah,
So
I should have
felt,
kept her on the hook longer. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the
sometimes,
rest is not very
sometimes you win
important.
something. Sometimes you
Yeah.
win.
No, it still
Sometimes
got
you-
huge views. To everybody wanted to see her storming off and what made her do it.
Of course,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah, so I was still good. I was like, but I just wish that I got to grill
A little
her
bit more,
longer.
just like a
I should have
smidge.
been
Yeah.
gentler.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was
Safa
great.
and Charlie.
The rest is unimportant.
right.
It's just me like trying to figure out what to.
Right.
Oh, and the funny part is the guy that said that her alien stories were all whack, the guy with the tunnel and the mountain, he was watching and he comes on the show later, and we just kind of like for an hour just rip into her for being such a bullshitter. That's pretty good.